Here is our first look at Daniel Dlask. He's a gunsmith out of British Columbia. Trains at the World Kickboxing Academy. Blinky, we don't know a lot about this young man. He's 13-7 with no draws. Your estimation, what is Dlask going to do to have to take the measure of Manson Gibson tonight?
He's going to have to do all he can to dictate the pace of the fight. Use that right leg low and high, and then let that right hand fly.
Well, Dlask's biggest victory to date came in December of '99 when he took out Keith Cowboy Harris. We've seen Harris once before on World Championship Kickboxing. He knocked him out in the 4th round. Now, Blinky, at stake tonight, the IKKC World Light Heavyweight Muay Thai Championship for Manson Gibson, who is making Dlask wait. He's been here so many times in his career. As we said at the outset, 40 years old, but when it comes to age, you can put that whole subject in the locker when you're talking about Manson Gibson.
No question, Phil. He just has tremendous durability, but beyond that, the awkward style of his fight has kept him in the game. You look at him and you say, what kind of style is that? And that's what's been the hardest thing for opponents, is to figure out Manson Gibson's style. On top of that, he's pushing 100 professional fights, fighting fighters from all over the world, bar none. He's fought them all.
Here he comes, the Master Blaster out of Chicago, Illinois. Blinky, we've seen him so many times. What is Gibson going to have to do besides a backflip to win this fight and defend his title?
Gibson has a very devastating back fist, Phil, that he throws, that he's landed and hurt a lot of people. He's also got a back spin kick that we've seen him stop the great Coban with, and then utilize his side kick to try to also keep his opponent off balance.
Well, he's a great human being. He's a mail clerk when he's not in the ring. Let's go to the center of the ring now and Chris Gregory.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Casino San Pablo welcomes you as InSync Productions, Dennis Warner, and the King of Beers, Budweiser, present to you the IKKC World Light Heavyweight Muay Thai Championship. This fight is scheduled for 5 rounds. And now here are the fighters. In the blue corner, weighing in at 180 pounds and wearing black with red trim. With a record of 13-7, 6 by way of knockout, he's fighting out of World Kickboxing in Surrey, BC in Canada. He's the WKA Pacific Northwest Champion and the ISKA Canadian Champion, introducing Daniel Dlask. Dlask. And in the red corner, also weighing in at an even 180 pounds and wearing black with white. He's fighting out of Chicago by way of Compton. He's from the Manson Gibson School of Killers. He's a former 9-time world champion, 5 of which are from various different continents. And tonight he defends his most prestigious title. He's 49-0 in title defenses. I give you the amazing Manson, the Master Blaster Black Butterfly Gibson. And now, your referee giving instruction, John Shorley.
Okay, guys, clean fighter, both of you. Obey my commands at all times and protect yourselves at all times. Touch gloves, knock them out, fight the both.
Boy, if you didn't know anything else about Manson Gibson, Blinky, 9-0 in title defenses.
But he's also 97-6 overall record.
That's amazing.
Phil. 97-6. He says 3 more wins, he gets to the century mark, and he retires. That's all he's looking to do now in his career, and he's fought them all, Phil.
Well, I hope you and I are there to do his last fight. '40-year-old Manson Gibson looking for career victory number 98 here tonight. These are light heavyweights.
Very unique style, Phil. You see him spinning. There's that back kick to the body. He set it up by switching back and forth, and he landed it with the heel. And I'll tell you, that kick hurts. That's one of the kicks that Benny Urquidez used throughout his career to devastate people. There's that attempted spinning back fist by Manson. And he's knocked out a lot of people with it, Phil. And he does it is particularly on the counter move. So as he's stepping away, he lets that spinning back fist flow.
Gibson, such a likable young man, was here at the casino earlier today having lunch with all of us. Smiles easy, very polite individual, just a genuine person to be around.
Attempted axe kick by Gibson. You see him, he'll switch back and forth, Phil. There it is again. He went defensive heel thrust kick to the body and then shot it to the head. Attempted knee there by Daniel.
Daniel Dlask out of Surrey, British Columbia.
Seemed to me like he tried to let an elbow fly there when he threw that attempted kick. Look at Manson. Look at him. Look at his style. It gives you literally no target when he turns sideways like that. Very tough fighter to figure out. And because of that reason, he has stood in the ring for many years.
He cut Dlask there.
He sure did. And actually, Manson took a good right hand off the top of his head. Dlask happy to just move.
Well, that's what I was going to say. It almost appears he doesn't want anything to do with Gibson.
He's trying to offset the style of Gibson. Gibson's used to people coming to him.
Now you hear the crowd here at the Casino San Pablo. They have seen an evening of absolute let-it-fly kickboxing action.
There's Manson there. You see him he's almost giving his back to Duluth. There's that back kick there that caught him. He was moving away a little bit, Phil, so it took a little bit of the impact. Duluth faked right there. A right leg and landed a right hand. Both fighters landing shots there, Phil.
Fight fans.
Dlask talked about dictating the pace of the fight if he has any chance to upset Gibson. So far, he's done none of that.
Well, you know what he's finding out, Phil? One thing is to say you want to dictate the fight. The other thing is that you do not want to run into a shot by Manson Gibson. He's 49-0 in title defenses. He's 97 wins, and out of that, he's got 62 KOs, Phil.
Manson Gibson, married with 3 children, 20, 15, and 14 years of age. I like every time we have done a Manson Gibson fight, he has just been such a friendly, just a nice person to be around.
He is, and he does a lot for the youth in Chicago. He'll let them come and train in his gym free of charge. He believes in giving back to the community. That's a unique person. I mean, there needs to be more people that are willing to give back to the community.
Yeah, absolutely.
As I look up at Melvin Murray in the corner of Dlask, and he's just telling him to to jab, 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 leg kick is what he's asking of him.
John Shorley waiting for the timekeeper now. Are set to go round 2. Both fighters will touch gloves.
There we see the champion southpaw, and it's him chasing his opponent, Daniel Dlask, around the ring.
Here's a spinning back kick, lands by Gibson.
Gibson turns regular fighting stance, switches back to southpaw. He goes back and forth. That's how he sets up his back kick. Little feint there to keep Daniel Dlask off balance. Attempts another back kick.
Spinning back fist. Distance just wasn't quite there. But that will not be the last time we'll see that from Gibson tonight.
Exactly.
Let him lead! Let him lead! What you got it, Mason? Black?
And Dlask, you know, his corner, you hear Malvin Murray urging him to step up and try to dictate the fight. Left leg by Manson Gibson. And now Dlask decides to move back and try to draw him to him.
Spinning back fist lands on the glove of Dlask.
Looks like the left nostril of the champion Manson Gibson's bleeding. Must have been from the right hand in the first round. It's rare to see Gibson get caught flush with a shot. Attempted side kick there. Just missed.
I think Gibson's content to let Dlask just slow down, feeling Dlask not going to be able to circle for 5 rounds. Just got to wait for him to slow down and then pick the opponent apart. Oh, what a side
again,
kick.
but Dlask was moving away again. And remember, the champion, a lot of experience. That begins to drain a fighter, Phil. That experience that he brings with him. You see him moving, switching. Dlask very happy to clinch up and start trying to drive the knees to the body of Manson Gibson.
Right above us here.
Right leg by Manson.
Final seconds of this second round, and this standing room only crowd here at Casino San Pablo becoming impatient here. They want to see a little more action from the world champion.
This is a fight town, and they want to see a fight. The bottom line. Malvin Murray, they're talking to Daniel Dlask, and he's telling him, come on now. You got to make a fight of this. You're fighting the champion. You can't win the title going backwards. Here we see Gibson again with that back kick. It didn't land. He tried a defensive thrust kick to keep Dlask off him. Dlask coming in. Nothing really solid landed, but that back fist there, grazing off the top of the head of Daniel Dlask.
There's the spinning back kick again, landing on the rib cage of Dlask. But Blinky, as you appropriately described, Dlask was moving away from the thrust of that kick, so not a lot of damage, if any, done.
Gentleman inside the ring there with Manson Gibson, Yuki Horiyushi. You can't see him, he's kind of short, but he's there putting the mouthpiece in. Yuki Horiyushi's been around many, many years, been in the corner with many a great fighter. Matter of fact, Yuki Horiyushi was a tremendous competitor out of Japan. They called him the Little Piston.
The Little Piston. Yuki Hayushi.
The new fights for K1. The battle continues at the Bellagio on August 11th in Las Vegas. That's K1. The battle continues August 11th in Las Vegas.
We're set to go. Round 3 action. I look for Gibson to get a lot busier here in this 3rd round.
So do I, Phil. Looks like he's got that look on his face. Seems to me like this young Canadian fighter is very intimidated as he just backs away, reluctantly throws kicks. Manson Gibson, he'll just lash out at you like a, like a cobra. I've seen him stop many fighters that way, Phil, and I think that's what the younger Daniel, he's just, seems to be in awe of me, just moving away. He cannot win the title this way, no question.
Now Gibson, you saw there flirting with the axe kick, did not have the distance on Dlask.
Hands up, hands up, hands up. Harder, stop blocking. Come on. Behind the cap.
Right leg left hook by the champion. Didn't land. Dlask carried those hands up nice and high, Phil. And he's looking for the back kick. He's looking for the spinning back fist. He's watched a lot of film, you can tell. But it does make for a boring fight, and that's why.
Whoa, big right hand.
Over the top. Drew him towards him. Good front kick to the body. See, Manson wants him to come to him. 3 times. 3 kicks and a spinning back fist by Manson Gibson. Front ball kick jab by Gibson. Now he's got Daniel Dlask looking to come to him, and that's what he wants. He wants him to come to him. Right leg by Manson as he's backing away. Daniel Dlask just happy to come in and clinch up and try to knee. There he's trying to go high, but it's not working. Talking to Daniel Dlask, he's saying, Phil, that his best fighter, the fighter he most respects, is Peter Aerts. Peter Aerts from the Netherlands, that has put a lot of people to sleep, and that's who his idol is.
Well, 3 rounds down. Set now for round 4. And Blinky, I'm a bit surprised, quite honestly, that we have not seen more from Gibson thus far.
Well, I don't know what it is. Here we see him coming over the top with a right hand, really grazing the chin of Dlask. There he doubles, triples up on that right leg, steps away and goes right into a spinning back fist that didn't have the distance or the timing. But at the same time, Phil, you got to remember when you're in the ring, it's hard to fight an opponent that's moving away from you all the time.
Yeah, you bet.
Especially when your style is a style that you want to draw people to you when you're a counter fighter yourself. Yeah. So what I'm seeing in the champion is that he's trying to push the fight, but because his style is to be countering, he's doing that's all he can do. That's his offense, because he's a defensive fighter.
Yeah, that's right.
He expected this young buck to come out and just come to him, and that's not happening.
Of the rarest coins in the world.
Round 4 upcoming. Manson Gibson already up off of his stool. He wants to get it on. Now Dlask is up. Gibson and Dlask set to begin battle in round 4. Manson Gibson, the defending IKKC World Light Heavyweight Muay Thai champion. Danny Dlask with a record of 13-7 is the Canadian.
That hurt him.
Ouch.
That hurt him. That's it.
That's over.
That's it. That's it. That back kick. I told you that was a powerful kick. And if you land that with the right distance and the right thrust, with the heel of the foot, the fight's over. I think why the people are booing is because he tapped gloves. And when he tapped gloves, he hit him with the back kick. But Phil, in this game, you got to watch yourself at all times.
That's right. That's right.
You can't come out touching gloves. You're a professional fighter, Phil.
Melvin Murray is very unhappy. He shouted an obscenity out at Manson. Thought it was a cheap shot.
It's a tough game, Phil. It's a tough game. That was a body shot. That was a spinning back kick to the ribs. I wouldn't be surprised if he fractured a rib. I'd like to see that again on the slow-mo.
Melvin Murray
you see him there reaching out there, and then boom, there goes the back kick right under the floating rib, and you see Dlask just go to the canvas. That shot there just stopped him in his track.
Nothing illegal about that whatsoever. Oh, Daniel Dlask is up on the chair now. That's a good sign. Obviously, he's on the stool.
And the only reason why I could think that that Manson Gibson tapped gloves to land that shot, he had an opponent that was running all over the ring, was looking to get the distance, and once again he did it, Phil. It's a tough game.
Now you be the judge at home. You'll watch the beginning of round 4.
Here they come out, Phil. They go to tap gloves and right into a spin kick, right to the body, and it's over.
Nothing wrong with that.
You know, it's a tough game, Phil. You got to be ready at all times. You can't let your guard down for a second. And there's that shot with the heel of the foot. A lot of spinning back kicks, Phil. You see it land with the toes. The toes ain't going to do the damage. It's the heel that does the damage. And there, in that case, he landed it flush.